I'll be watching a band play, like when the Cro-Mags played, the last show that they played, you know, it's like that music just made me move, you know, it just made me start going off. Then you got guys, you know, who come down and like, oh, slam dancing, you know, and they just go around punching people, just going around going bam and just punching people. And it's not, you could just tell it's not, you know, the music that's making a move.
I mean,
it's like,
there's fights in every single club. You go to Palladium, and I mean, I have seen this at Palladium. These guys in Gucci suits start
but isn't fighting a part of the scene?
No, fighting is not a part of the scene. The only difference with our scene is that we're more honest. If you have some kind of beef with somebody, you go up to them, you try to discuss it. If they don't want to talk about it, you know, maybe it comes to blows, but I think that's a lot better than walking around me, behind each other's backs all the time, which is what other people do.
Sticking up for yourself.
That's all. You're just defending your rights.
Don't tread on me.
Where did you sleep last night?
I didn't go to sleep last night. Me and him just hung out after we got off work.
None of us.
Where are you going to sleep tonight?
At home on an apartment on Ludlow Street.
You guys share an apartment together?
Yeah.
How many people in that apartment?
Just me, him, and our Pitbull Chiba.
What?
Oh, Pitbull.
Pitbull.
Oh, the Pitbull. Chiba.
Yeah, I thought that was another band.
It watches our band equipment.
You what?
It watches our band equipment.
Because our neighborhood isn't the best neighborhood.
Low East Side. It's not really
tough out there?
Yeah.
So now what about sex and drugs? You guys all into that?
We're all
like I
am?
Sex. Heavy sex.
No drugs in the scene?
No.
Us?
It just deteriorates what you want to do. It diversifies everything. That's why our music says something, because a lot of other music, you know, throughout the 60s or whatever, it just, you go lose track, you know, what you want to do. Like, I guess, sort of like with the hippies, what they wanted peace and everything, but they all did so many drugs. You know, they just lost track after a while.
You never had a marijuana cigarette, is that what you're telling me?
No, I tried, yeah. I'm not saying I didn't, but then, you know, within myself, I learned that I wasn't going to go nowhere if I did that. I haven't drank in 10 months. I haven't touched anything no more.
Well, it looks like we got you guys all wrong then, right? I mean, the public has a misconception about...
Well, when the public doesn't understand something, they try to...
Put it down.
They either just try to destroy it, or they try to give it a symbol, a label, so no one understands it, and, you know, turn against
politically. Everybody tries to make everything black and white.
I could ask you about the future. How do you see yourselves growing up into adulthood, and do you see yourselves getting married and having children and living in society and
going to the
bank?
It might not ever even come.
You really can't worry yourself.
Nothing ever works out the way you plan anyway.
But don't you want to marry Jimmy Gestapo and have little Gestapos?
Start a little camp in Queens.
But really, don't you want to get married someday?
I can't really think about it. I'm 20 years old. You know, my goals in life is not to get married.
What is your goal
and do dishes for the rest of my life.
Well, what is your goal?
Gee, it is mine.
No. Well, I like your ring. You guys see this ring?
What is your goal in life?
My goal in life? I guess my goal is really just to be happy in any way I can.
Well, you're going to NYU. You're studying something.
Yeah, well, I want to be, you know, I'm not going to, like, lie and say I'm into this poverty trip, because I'm definitely not, you know. I want to have money.
Politically, where would you say you are?
Everybody's different.
Yeah, everyone's got their own beliefs, just like everyone out here. Everyone's going to have their own beliefs.
We're all individuals, you know, there's no... You can't sit here and say, yeah, we're all one thing, because everyone here has 5 different opinions.
I doubt they're Republicans.
I am.
Something I would like to clear up.
As a matter of fact, the group
Jimmy's a registered Republican.
No, as a matter of fact, the group, if we can call it a group, has been called a conservative, radical right.
Well, Phil Donahue wants you to think that we're all fascists. You know, Sig Heil, Phil.
A lot of us, what we try to do, I can't speak for everybody, but a general idea I got, you know, is that we're like all American. And when you get into right wing and left wing, you get into politics and you'll always argue that point. Yeah. I mean, a lot of us, I think, are proud to live in America, because being communist is really downhill. You go nowhere being into communism.
All right, we have a psychologist, Joy Brown from WABC Radio, who is going to come out here and give us her analysis of this whole movement, okay? We'll see if she's right, according to you. Right back to you.